Yeah.
All right, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Eve Seiler. I'm a scientist by training. I have a PhD in bioorganic chemistry. And yeah, good morning here in person, and good morning from the live stream. And also, I'm recording it on YouTube. So if you want to watch it later, or for anyone who misses it, so this is all about raw vegan food today, and it's especially SOS free because if you go to a restaurant or raw vegan, usually they use a lot of oil. So we're really convinced here that we don't want to use any oil, anything extracted. And I'm 8 years raw vegan, and I really love it. I think it's the best diet you can have. Is it necessary for everyone? Probably not. But is it necessary to be whole food, plant-based for everyone? Yes, right? You definitely should increase your raw vegan foods as much as possible. So this is the most healthiest food that you can eat. So everyone pretty much agrees on that. So I'm here to just present you how you can prepare raw vegan, how you can introduce more raw vegan foods in your diet. And so you're naturally drawn to really vibrant colors, and those colors are just only from plants, right? We have color vision. Not all animals have actually color vision. Only the animals who eat plants. Carnivores don't have color vision. They just need to see what's moving, and they're attracted to what is moving. When there's something moving, they get hungry. But we don't. If something is moving, we actually are really opposed to it. So we really don't want to eat it. So I'm all for intuitive eating, listening to your intuition and your nature, and we can do this when we eat everything completely unprocessed, how it is coming from nature. Then we know this is meant for us to eat. And all the animals that we eat, they're highly processed, flavored with plants. So they make them taste good, but they're actually not really tasty in their unprocessed form, which is a living animal. Okay, but this is all theories, and in practice, we need to enjoy our lives. So we need to feel good about ourselves. We need to be high energetic or feel good in our bodies. And we also need to enjoy the foods, right? So if we can't enjoy the foods, then we can be as ethical and logical as we want, but if we don't enjoy the foods, then it's not sustainable. So I'm all here for enjoying foods, living in abundance, and I eat a lot of food. I don't restrict anything, but I only restrict the foods that I don't think are really foods. So extracted anything, processed anything, those are not foods for me. So, and then naturally you just eat whatever your body needs. And today we are going to make cauliflower rice, because cauliflower rice is just a really great way to get a lot of vegetables. Cauliflower is very filling, and so basically on a raw vegan diet you just eat fruits, a lot of fruits, because this is where most of your calories come from. If you don't want to eat a lot of fat, then fruits have your calories, because the raw vegan diet doesn't have a lot of starches. So you want to eat a lot of fruits, and then you also want to eat a lot of vegetables. This is where your minerals, your vitamins come from, your fiber. Well, I mean, food also has fiber, but this is like the protein, and vegetables do have quite a lot of protein. Also, everything pretty much has protein. And then we also have nuts and seeds. We don't have nuts and seeds here, but this is also included, raw nuts and seeds. And so that's pretty much it what we eat. It sounds really simple, but that is really all we need. And I have cauliflower here today for the rice, and some other vegetables, and I also have two tools here, the Vitamix high-speed blender which is really great to make smoothies, dressings, anything really, just to, and also to, if you don't like to eat a lot of greens just like that, because it takes a long time, you can just make a delicious smoothie and just add greens to it. Then I have a food processor, and that's really great to eat a big salad in a short amount of time because it helps you with chewing. Not everyone can eat all day, but you don't really eat all day really, even if you don't process your food. We don't even have to do nothing. So if you just don't want to prepare anything, this food can be just eaten as it is, and you will be completely fine and healthy, and you will not like anything. Maybe you won't even have that many cravings of other foods because it's like so filling. I mean, you don't know that yet maybe if you haven't done that before, but once you eat the foods one at a time, you really realize, wow, that's really delicious and I've never had that before. So yeah, we could just stop here and just eat it as it is. Yeah, but because we are used to preparing our food, we are used to specific flavors, and especially whatever we are used to during childhood, that really is impregnating, that gives an imprint in us. So yeah, we can't really change that, but we can use these foods, the natural, unprocessed foods, and minimally process them with these tools and make dishes that are reminding us to our the dishes that we used to as in our childhood. So that's why I'm using the food chopper or the food processor for the cauliflower rice. It's basically always a salad, but yeah, the food processor is always good to eat big salads in a shorter amount of time. You can chop pretty much anything. You can even chop the kale, and this amount of kale, if you cook it, it'll be just a tiny amount. But you could also just process it in your food processor, and it will be a tiny amount, or like easier and faster to eat. Because we're just not used to eating all these amounts, really. And it's important to just ease into it and just make it as easy as possible for you. So yeah, so should we start? We start with the cauliflower, just adding some cauliflower processor. We do have a different food processor at home that actually has 2 blades, so but we'll make it work too. So you can make this work with any food processor really. And plug this in. How many people are eating today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Mostly are water fasting. Everyone else is visible. Okay, so something. Oh, I don't know. This I'm always struggling with this food processor. You might have a better food processor at home. I do have a food chopper. It's called a food chopper, and it's a glass bowl. It didn't work. It should work like that. Troubleshooting here. I think what I do is here, once I have to be careful putting this. getting the knife off. Yeah, just add your cauliflower and the food processor and you just process it until everything is nice and rice consistency. You can also buy cauliflower rice in the store, but I would actually not really recommend it. Of course, it's better to buy that ready prepared in the store than eating a hot dog. But it's just so easy to make it yourself, and they always use some kind of chemicals to make it because it's all very perishable. So see, it kind of looks like nice rice. Let's use a little bit more.
Tell us about your chopper a little more.
Oh yeah, the chopper. I get it from Amazon. If you put in food chopper glass, then there's different ones. So from some brands that are really not really famous. They're just regular brands, and it's pretty much a glass bowl with the motor comes. It's really like pretty small, or well, they have bigger size. The biggest size is probably like this, like 4 quarts or. But that's also a very simple version of the food processor. I think this is the oldest version I've ever used. But pretty much any food processor will really work. And the food processor you can also use for dressings or sauces that are a little bit more chunky, like tomato sauce. If you want to have it a little bit more chunky, you can make one actually for this. And this is pretty much all you need. I mean, if you have these 2 tools, you can make like really nice raw vegan dishes. Let's use these rests. Yeah, with those 2 tools, you can be really fancy, actually. But in general, no tools really are needed for the raw. That's the point, really. You just eat unprocessed. So if you travel, or when I travel, I just get this from the store wherever I am. Really, I could be anywhere. I get this from any store, and then I just eat it. I just eat the bell pepper as it is, like an apple, the avocado, like I peel it and eat it. So that's really the point. But since we want to be fancy sometimes, and because we're so used to eating processed foods, it's okay. You can do that too. But the body really doesn't need any processing. Our bodies are made for, like every other animal really in nature, they don't eat anything processed or prepared. It's so degenerated actually that we have to always eat processed foods. Okay, so now we have our cauliflower rice. What I like to do is, because you want to have it more rice type, so what really helps is adding because of that cabbage smell, right? The cauliflower just is a cabbage, and rice doesn't really smell. And you can get rid of that cabbage smell by just lime juice or lemon juice. Just a little bit here, and I think half lime would be good. And I can squeeze this lime here because it doesn't have any seeds. The lemons, they do have seeds, so you have to be careful with the seeds. Because the seeds are very bitter. But yeah, this is the rice part. So it's really, really delicious actually. And it's very filling. It's just as filling as rice filling. And then we can just add any vegetables you like. So I have here some, what are these?
Sugar snap peas.
Sugar snap
Oh,
peas,
snow
exactly.
peas. They're thinner, right?
Oh, snow
Snow
peas.
peas.
Oh yeah, they're thinner. I was wondering, they're really thin. Yeah, so you can add these. These are pretty good. Chop them however you like. You can, like, this is your salad base, and you can add any greens, vegetables, any vegetables you really like. Yeah, these snow peas or sugar snap peas also, they have similar flavor and texture. They taste so much better raw, I would say. I don't know why everyone cooks them here. They do cook them here, right? I didn't see them raw ever. But they do taste very sweet when they're raw. I don't like raw string beans somehow. They're kind of, I don't know, a little bit bitter or chewy. But I do like the sugar snap peas or the snow peas. Yeah, it just makes your cauliflower rice really interesting right now. You can also add some kale.
Are there any vegetables that are better cooked? Like raw? There's a nutrition or.
I didn't hear that quite.
Are there any vegetables that are better cooked than?
Oh, any vegetables that are better cooked? Well, I think you can eat all the vegetables raw. It depends. The state, like rice, you can eat raw if it's not sprouted. It needs to be sprouted. Yeah, but it's also not allowed to make a flour and then eat it. You know, not. In the raw, you want to really eat it as it is, and then you can minimally process it. Eggplant, it's kind of. I mean, nothing is really toxic not raw. Even potatoes, you can eat potatoes. Potatoes only get toxic when they develop green spots, but then they're still toxic when you cook them. Yeah, so it's the solanine in the potatoes, and it's still heat stable. So, but you can eat potatoes raw. They're just usually not that tasty, so I don't really eat raw potatoes because of the starch. But does it make it better when you cook it? I don't really think so, to be honest. My opinion is, if you cook it, it only gets worse. So that's what I think. Even tomatoes, they say, oh yeah, if you cook tomatoes, then the lycopene increases. But it also loses some of its nutrition. It loses the enzymes, loses the vitamin C. It's metabolized in your body differently. It's more acidic. It metabolizes more acidic. So, and raw tomatoes are perfectly alkaline forming and perfectly healthy. And do we really need that much lycopene? I don't know. I mean, vitamin C is really, really healthy, for example, in foods, but isolated by vitamin C, and if you eat large amounts, then it's not healthy anymore. It's useless even. Where they found out with vitamin A, even better carotene. If you isolate it, isolated and you eat it, it's not healthy anymore, even antioxidants. So it really is, you can't just take one compound out of because you know it's healthy in the whole foods, you take it out and you expect it to be healthy too, isolated. It's not like that. So it really needs to be in a whole, unprocessed food. That's why, anyone else has an opinion about what vegetable is better when it's cooked?
Hard squash.
Squash?
Hard squash. Like the butternut or
Oh, they're perfectly fine raw too.
They are?
Yeah. You can eat them raw. They're very delicious, and you can make nice pumpkin soups in the blender when you mix the butternut squash or anything alike with tomatoes. You blend it up, and it's really nice.
Kombucha squash is really good. It blended in soup.
Yeah, right?
Oh, it's raw.
Yeah, it's raw. So I like that better raw. I mean, the flavor it's questionable. That's debatable if you like the flavor better. But nutritionally wise, I don't think anything gets really better when it's cooked.
But the beans, you said was sprout.
Oh, the beans need to be sprouted. And you cannot eat all of the beans. Like kidney beans are known to have a lot of the anti-nutrients, like lectins, too high of it. And they're better not to be sprouted and eaten raw. So yeah, this is actually an example where it's better to cook those. But yeah, I don't eat those. I eat sprouted lentils. I have here sprouted lentils. They're totally fine. And then there's mung beans you can sprout, chickpeas, other things you can sprout. So you decrease the anti-nutrients, the lectins, while sprouting as well. You wash it away. But apparently kidney beans have so much of it. But there's so many other, like mung beans, legumes that you can sprout and eat them raw.
How do you sprout? How do you sprout?
Oh, actually last week we had a class about sprouting. It's very, very easy actually. You just need a jar and you put your dried seed. So you use dried seeds like lentils. Lentils are really, really easy to sprout, super easy. You just need a jar, you soak the lentils overnight in water, and then you drain the water, you rinse them, and then you just leave them rinsed until they sprout, and you rinse them, you wash and rinse them twice a day, just to prevent spoilage and just to water them, and just keep them airy, like open, like maybe with a sprouting lid if you're fancy, or but really you don't need much. You just need a jar or something, a strainer, and then just to wash them, and then they will sprout. But if you're a beginner, just start with green or brown lentils. They're really, really easy and very cheap, because you also have to be careful. Don't use too much because it will expand. It will expand 4 times. So that's approximately those will expand. So it's very cheap food. So I add kale. We can also add cucumbers. Cucumbers are really, really great. I've heard some people say they're concerned that their children only want to eat cucumbers, and cucumbers don't have no nutrition, it's just water. Well, a little piece of a cucumber doesn't have a lot of nutrition, but if you eat 2 or more, 3, or like a whole bunch of them, that has a lot of nutrition, actually. So just give your children more cucumbers if they like only cucumbers, and they will be so healthy.
How do you prepare your vegetables as far as, do you soak, rinse, soak it in vinegar just to remove anything on them, even if they're organic? Do you do that?
No, actually not. If they're usually, I really make sure that I buy high quality foods, and from the farmer's market they're not sprayed. So that's quite important. Of course, if you don't have the money or don't have nothing else around you, so you have to buy the conventional foods, it's still better to have this than eating processed foods. still better to have conventional produce, fresh produce, than eating organic processed foods, you know. So then you could totally, soak it in vinegar or baking soda, hydrogen peroxide people use to just rinse it off. But yeah, it's always better to buy organic or from a small farmer. It has more nutrition, more flavor, and you will just enjoy it better. And but yeah, no, I don't wash that much. Like for chemicals, it's bad, but for germs, I don't really mind germs. Really? Yeah, I don't really. I believe that if you really strengthen your body, and then we can prevent germs anyway. We are mostly germs, right? And if we go on the streets, we are so exposed to any germs, and nothing can save us from that. Only we can just make our body strong, make our immune system strong, and yeah. So even germs are also good, you know, some beneficial germs are good. So I put a lot of cucumber here and vegetables already in here.
Can the immune system fight worms and things like they get eggs and get into your intestines?
Oh yeah, parasites, it's a good topic, yes. But those, well, the flesh-eating parasites are, like the name says, they're on flesh. They're in animals, so they eat the flesh. So they usually don't go on vegetables unless an animal that's infected with parasites just poops on it. So then that could get into you. But you also have to feed, when you get a parasite in your guts, you have to feed it. So they like meat. They do like meat. So you have to feed them meat for them to thrive. And the plant foods, also what they have a lot of fiber, so they make it really hard for parasites. They also have the plant compounds that are anti-parasitic as well. Plant foods make it really hard for parasites to survive. So the fiber just drags them out. They don't get any nutrition, you know, they like the meat. They might eat a little bit of your guts, but still they need a little bit more food. So that's the reason for parasitic infestation, because you feed them mostly. And sometimes you also can't avoid parasites because they're also everywhere. If you talk to a person, I mean, I don't want to ruin your appetite here, but once you talk, there's a lot of droplets coming out, actually. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. And you really can't prevent yourself to get any parasites or bacteria or viruses or anything. It's like how you keep yourself healthy is you strengthen your body. And you don't feed bad bacteria and you don't feed parasites by the foods that you're eating. Yeah.
So like when you eat something from the gut, sometimes I don't want to wash, I just want to eat it right away, like from my gut.
Yeah, I do that. I don't totally do this, but you take your own responsibility for your body. I mean, I don't recommend everyone doing it, but I can just tell you, I'll do it, and I just brush it off, and because I'm not afraid of parasites or anything like that, really, because I don't feed them. I believe that I can repel them pretty easily, and there's other herbs you can take sometimes here and then, like basil is antiparasitic, pumpkin seeds is antiparasitic. Like almost all my foods is antiparasitic, really. Like papaya seeds even. So you can occasionally eat some papaya seeds here and then, or wormwood here and there, you know. But really preventing it, you can prevent it anyway. So why not just eat a dirty carrot if it looks good?
It's hard to find organic papaya.
Oh yeah, not at all. And it's hard to find, if you find organic papaya, it's usually also not tasty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's not ripe, and yeah, I don't buy everything organic. What helps is also the Dirty Dozen or the Clean 15. And most tropical fruits are not organic. Yeah.
Unless you live in the tropics.
Yes. Yeah, but I don't think it's really necessary. Well, it should be necessary to not use any pesticides, that's for sure. But it's still better to have that than with pesticides than to not have it. You know? And to eat processed foods. Avocado has a little bit of spot. So I have an avocado here, and as raw vegans, or if you wanna just have a raw day, a raw food day or something, or increase your raw foods, it's really important to increase your calories too. Like we count calories differently. Once you lose your excess weight, you really will count calories differently. You will just make sure that you have enough calories. And adding avocado is a good way to increase your calories here. And just add the avocado just to the salad. If you have, what is this avocado? This knife is very dull, so as you can see.
To increase the quantity of raw foods for somebody that has weak digestion, are there any helpers like ginger?
Yeah, ginger helps definitely. It also definitely helps to have these tools because they pre-chew it. So digestive problems, one reason could be that, of course, you don't have a microbiome. If you're not used to raw foods, then you also don't have the microbiome that digests all this fiber, the raw fiber. And this just takes time. But another reason is that people might not chew the harsh fiber enough, and this can also cause a lot of problems. So this is why you have these tools, and they help you with chewing. So adding a lot of smoothies, the more you chew your food, the better it will get digested and also be reached by the beneficial bacteria.
But when we eat like smoothies or juices, there is less saliva, and saliva is supposed to.
Yeah, you can drink it slowly and just mix it with your saliva as well. It's usually not a big problem, unless you really drink it like really fast. But yeah, make sure you drink your smoothie slowly, and of course the best way to eat is just chew your food, of course. But for the transition, or if you're not used to it, smoothies and pre-processing your foods can definitely help. Like juices can also help, actually, because the problems some people get problems because of the harsh, tough fiber that they might not even chew properly. Okay, so we have some avocado for our calories. Yeah, you really don't get a lot of calories on a raw diet, so it's really important that you eat a lot of food. And what else can we add? So, so avocados and onions go really well together, actually. And especially if you're used to a diet more processed, more higher in meat even. The meat is all flavored with onions and garlic. I don't eat a lot of onions and garlic, and I like to use mild onions, like shallots is pretty mild, or red onions. But yeah, that's kind of like the meaty flavor that you might miss if you don't want to eat meat anymore. Yeah, I find shallots and avocado, or red onions or onions, avocado go really well. all together. Kind of irritating. Maybe they're not that mild. I bought shallots, they were really, really mild. So I kind of see. Oh no, don't make me cry here. You smell it? Ooh. Oh, is it burning you?
No.
Oh. Okay. Okay, we're done with this. Ooh, they're a little bit. Oh man.
Do you want a bigger bowl? Should we give you a bigger bowl?
Oh, it's fine. This is pretty much all that I put in here. Okay, this is it. Oh, sorry. I didn't expect this to be so sad. These are sad onions. They're too strong. Oh. Yeah, I came prepared here. Okay. It helps if you just blend it in and then hopefully it's gone. Yeah, I was not expecting this. I had red onions here before. Okay. So this is our salad. It's kind of green now, so we need some more red stuff. So we have bell pepper. And tomatoes. We do have some basil, so it's everything is really, really simple, like very few ingredients, but that still makes it a nice dish.
Are you using dry spices?
Huh?
Dry spices?
Yeah, you can use dry spices, but you don't have to. So. Yeah, dried spices are great. Sometimes they're heat treated, so this is always good to know. If you care about being 100% raw. You can make a little sauce in our food processor too. Like I said, you can use the food processor to make more like a chunky sauce dressing. You have here some cherry tomatoes. Hopefully this is not too full. And some basil. And that's pretty much all we need. You just really add as much as you like of anything. Should have checked the onions better before. That might be too strong for me. And if you like garlic or any other spices, really, you can just add it to your sauce. You can make the sauce a little bit sweeter with dates or fruits, mango. You can put the avocado in here too if you want.
Yeah, this smells good. You can smell it now.
You can smell it. the basil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I decided I want to have a little bit more lime juice here. Sometimes I add the acidity in the sauce or the dressing or something we just add here. The onions also, you could have put the onions in here. Yeah, it's really up to you. You can just, this is just the basis, you know, and you have to really figure out or find out what your taste is like. But it's very easy to prepare raw foods because you don't really change the flavor a lot. Because when you cook, you change the flavors a lot. So this is our sauce here. Alright, basically put only tomatoes, bell pepper, and basil in here. So that's very, very simple. But you can that's very simple. But you can add spices, as I said, chili, even anything, but that's pretty much a sauce already. It really doesn't need to be so complicated. And not a lot of cleanup, you know, with this lifestyle. Because you just rinse it in water and that's pretty much it. You're welcome. Okay, this is our rice and this is our sauce. And it's really, really quick. I mean, I took my time, you know, with all this talking, crying, and everything. But it's really quick. At home, it probably would take me not even 20 minutes, but cleanup, including the cleanup. You can also add sprouts if you want, but I just left them out for now. More avocado if you like. Yeah, so, and I have something else too. So since we are mostly eating fruits on 100% raw diet, I also have some fruits here. I have a papaya, and don't be scared of whole foods or whole fruits like big whole fruits. I mean, it's really, really simple to eat a papaya, for example, for breakfast. For breakfast, I would just cut it open. If you want to have a really quick breakfast, cut it open, you remove the seeds, or you keep the seeds for a parasite cleanse, or you can also eat 1 spoon of seeds and get done with it. You could also dry the seeds and use it as like a black pepper almost. So, and then this is your breakfast. That's it. You know, you can even fill it with some bananas, and you just spoon it out. It's just totally, you can totally spoon it out if you have a ripe papaya. And I would definitely prefer the ripe papaya over an organic papaya. So you have to have like nice quality. Of course, you have to be careful with GMO papaya. I wouldn't buy that one. But mostly the GMO papaya comes from Hawaii. So I wouldn't buy papaya from Hawaii, to be honest. So Mexico does not have any GMO papaya. So it's pretty safe to buy them from Mexico. And but if you want to be a little bit more fancy, then you can also use your food processor, your high-speed blender. And with papaya, you can just blend just pure papaya and make like a pudding or a mousse kind of thing. You can add chia seeds to it. I don't have chia seeds right now, but just peel this papaya. I'll peel it like this. Maybe you have different ways to peel a papaya. This knife looks scary, but I promise it's really, really dull. Sometimes dull knives are even more dangerous though. Yeah, but as I said, you can just cut it open and spoon it out and add some bananas, berries to it, and that's already a breakfast. And I primarily just eat fruits for breakfast. I don't eat any oatmeal, anything like starchy foods that have the calories. I just eat more fruit. I just eat the whole thing if I want to. And if I get hungry later, I'll just eat more of it. You know, it's pretty easy.
Do you eat any grains?
Grains, sometimes sprouted buckwheat. Sprouted, if that's a grain, I don't really know, but it's kind of starchy, like starchy kind of thing. I don't eat wheat, no. I eat rice. Rice is also not really a grain, but it's kind of starchy. There's some rice that sprouts. I found only one black rice. It's a little bit more smaller and round, and it did sprout. So, but it needs to be sprouted. So you really need to see something growing out of it. And it doesn't taste like rice at all. It more tastes like oats. And it's more chewy, but yeah, sometimes I do that, but really rarely, actually. It's not my main diet. My main diet is mostly fruit, a lot of fruits, salad, greens, vegetables, nuts and seeds, avocado. That's pretty much my main. I don't even sprout too much. But yeah, let's just make a really simple mousse here with the and papaya. I think papaya, if it's a really good papaya, it doesn't really need anything, but just the papaya, you know. But if it's not sweet enough, if you want to have it sweeter, of course you can add dates. I have here Maggio dates. This is really good caramel. It just tastes like caramel, and they're not even bad for diabetic people. They're very low in glycemic index. They have a lot of fiber, and they're so sweet. So this is your papaya mousse. It's really nice. Just the papaya.
Does that work with mango too?
Yeah, definitely. And also with the mango, you don't really need anything else. When it's a sweet mango, of course, if you want to have it sweeter, always add some dates. And then I do have plantain. This is not a banana. This is a plantain, and you usually cook it. Most people cook it, but it's just like a banana. It's a fruit, and you can eat it when it's ripe. Mostly they have it unripe, so they cook it. And you can get it, and if it's starting to get a little bit softer like this, sometimes you just leave it completely black, and it gets really soft and sweet. This one is not completely black, but it's quite soft. So yeah, you can just eat it like a banana, and it's really tasty. It's like sweet and so nutritious too. So, but let's make a little puree out of that too. And I'm adding some lime juice to it too. You add some lime juice to plantain or banana. You can also do this with banana, but plantain is just a little bit more thicker. And if you add the acidity of lime juice or lemon, then it kind of tastes like a yogurt. And let's add the third one too. Why not?
If you put chia seeds, how do you keep it from getting too thick?
Just don't add that much. Just a little bit. Yeah, they really get very thick. Yeah, just add a little bit. And yeah, you can add now chia seeds. Maybe for this I would probably add a tablespoon maybe.
Yeah.
Maximum 2 probably. Maybe 2. You could add probably 2 to it. And then just mix it really, really well. And just leave it maybe for 15 minutes. Okay, let's make our plantain mousse. Yeah, also here you can add chia seeds or anything like that. You can even blend the chia seeds in if you want.
Do you use coconut often? Like a coconut?
Coconut is nice. Not often, but I do like to use it. So this is the plantain. It's kind of like really, really nice. It has a little bit of color from the papaya. I didn't take care of that.
Are you pouring that on top of the papaya or in a different bowl?
No, I have it in a different bowl right now. It just has some papaya in it from the blender. So these are 2 mousses and 2 mousses. I don't know the right term for this. I think I have mousses. And then if you have a nice dessert jar, something, you can also just layer it. See, the papaya is very thick. And, yeah, coconut, you can also use coconut, blend it, put chia, and then also layer it if you want. This is a nice dessert by, it just has how many ingredients? It just has 3 ingredients, excluding the kind of like this. Something like this. I mean, I'm sure you can make it more pretty. You can add some.
Will that keep overnight in the fridge? Like if you wanted to make it the night before for breakfast?
I would make it fresh, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't take much time. Everything really doesn't take much time. And the raw food is, actually you could peel rambutan just. Yeah, the raw food is so, yeah, it always tastes better. I mean, sometimes it's fine if you have it, but it's too messy. I'll leave that. But you can add some other fruits to it and like layer it a little bit better maybe, but this could be one idea of a dessert. Yeah. We still have some time. We have time to eat now.
Are those gooseberries?
Those are gooseberries, yeah. I was thinking you could also just add them. I don't know. I'm really not an expert in. And you know how they do this with the gooseberries, and I don't know. I don't think I'm an expert in decorating, but maybe you can do it better. Maybe this is not a good idea. But I think they use the gooseberries with that.
I haven't had one in a lot of years. And sometimes do they have the paper on them?
Yeah, the paper, and then they take the paper off and they stick it in there. You can add some chia seeds on top. Coconut something.
No.
I just show you the base, you know, what you can, like you can make mousses and layer it, make it pretty. I really need help to present things and make it nice and pretty. Yeah, so I also want to talk about my raw vegan guide that I have. If you're interested, it is a short guide with a few recipes. So if you write down the email, then I can send you an email with that. And what else? Yeah, I do also have a little ebook where I mostly make stuff like this, like with plantain and papaya, because I spent some time in Panama and I did a lot of exotic dishes. Yeah, if you're interested, then I'll send you the guide first, and if you're interested in anything else, you can just contact me. And I still have to try it for you, especially for the people who are fasting. For the people who are eating, you can have a bite as well and try it. Just get something, especially for the fasting people, and try it for you. I'll start with the rice. And to be honest, well, as a raw vegan, I would probably, for a meal, I would probably eat half of it. You know, this is like, it's not just like a salad that you have for 10 people. This is for 2 people. Because you have to eat a little bit more. And if you're like really hungry and you're like a bigger man or something, then you can also eat everything if you want. I mean, there's no restrictions. Even as a small woman, you can also eat everything if you want to.
I can smell the papaya and the plantain.
Oh, you can smell it?
Yeah, so good.
Okay, so I'll try this nice dish here with like it's kind of like rice and sauce, pretty much like a very simple vegan dish, rice and sauce. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. And it just has that rice texture, so you kind of feel like it almost like rice. But it's very fresh. The onions are not that strong. And then with the avocado, it gives you a lot of creaminess and the fresh tomato sauce. So that's pretty good.
There's not a lot of raw vegan dinners because everybody's trying to eat too so much at a raw vegan dinner.
Well, this is kind of pre-chewed, so that's not a lot to chew. That's why we have these tools, actually. They make us still a little bit normal. That's a good thing. I mean, yeah, this is not too much drink. I do talk a lot while eating as well. So.
Did you say that you had a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'll put everything on YouTube. For now, it's just the lectures and the past lectures.
Right.
Yeah, I do have that. And I mean, this pretty much tastes like a pudding. I know already how that tastes. It will taste really good. Yeah, it just really tastes like really good. I mean, just a few ingredients here.
Do you think all papayas in Hawaii are GMOs?
Yeah.
Because I live there and I do grow papayas.
Oh, well, they
Just about
definitely have
everything
GMO papayas in Hawaii, and you can never be sure of GMO contamination. Even if you don't have a GMO papaya, then it might have contamination as well. So,
That's what we
Yeah,
heard
that's-
that a few years ago too, that
Yeah,
somehow
contamination
Kinda
is
sad.
contaminated across the whole
it's
island.
really sad. It's just so outrageous, actually. But this tastes so creamy and.
The ones from Mexico are not GMO?
No, I haven't heard that Mexico has GMO papaya.
So the mangoes from Mexico are not GMO?
Mangoes? I haven't heard of mango GMO. I don't know.
How about the Hawaiian mangoes?
Hmm?
How about Hawaiian mangoes?
Hawaiian mangoes? I don't think they're GMO. I don't know. I haven't heard of any GMO mango, but I've heard of GMO papaya, unfortunately.
Costco sells the organic mangoes seasonally, but they don't taste good. Like,
I know, yeah. Same with mangoes, but any tropical fruits, you have to just really go for the quality. And I mean, what's the point to buy it in organic and then not really eat it, or make a curry sauce out of it, and not really for a dessert? Yeah. So thank you so much for your attendance here and listening, and I hope I can inspire you to just use very simple ingredients. You can eat it as it is, or you can make nice dishes, and you don't really have to have a lot of things. But of course, you can add more to it if you want to. And if you want to try something, you're welcome to try it. I definitely would recommend this dessert. Yeah. So thank you.
thank you.
And if you have any questions, I'm still here for questions or comments or anything.
With the blended fruit, if you make that in advance, is there anything you can do to help preserve it or stabilize it so it doesn't continue to break?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this definitely keeps for tomorrow, sure. But I also added some lime juice to the banana or the plantain, which helps it from keeping browning. But sometimes it's better to make it fresh. Sometimes it even tastes better a day after. So it really depends. But I like to make, especially raw foods, I like to make it very fresh. And it doesn't really take much time, you know. It really doesn't. I mean, and you will get used to it to just do it, and also do it quick. This also, the cleanup is just a quick rinse, and
It's just if you're making something for a larger group.
for a larger group, yeah, I mean, even for a larger group, I just peel more plantain. It's really quick. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to clean it up like in between. You just do it really quick. Yeah, you could add 2 papayas all at once. Just blend it up, put it in a big bowl. Take 10 plantain or 20 plantain all in a blender. Blend it up. Put some. Maybe I think I would put like 3 lime juices in there, and yeah, just put it in bowls, and then you can also use put it in a bowl that you can pour it, and then it's definitely easier to just pour it in a dessert jar. Add your chia seeds. The chia makes it more firm, more thicker, if you want to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a lot of similar desserts like this in that little ebook I have. But yeah, also with chia seeds and coconut. Coconut, I love coconut. I would probably eat it more often if I had it more often. Yeah. But it has a lot of fat, but I'm not really. I mean, my body really reacts in a healthy way to fat. I can't really overeat. Some days I do overeat on fat. So I eat a whole coconut, but the next day I'm like really, I'm satisfied of fat, so I don't eat it. So I think once you stop eating processed foods, it all really comes easy and naturally. It's very so easy. I mean, you don't believe me, it's too much, but maybe. But it makes life so much easier. And I don't miss any food because this tastes so much more delicious. It does taste so much more delicious. Yeah, so if you want to try it, for everyone who's eating, you can get a little bowl, and anyone wants to try it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will put it on YouTube if you leave me your email.
How will I find you then? How will I sit with
I will send you an email, and then you'll get the raw vegan guide and also my YouTube information.
Because I went to a raw vegan event this summer, and
I need to know from you, pick your brain, is love hummus. Like,
Oh yeah, I actually made it last time.
I wasn't here for that.
You can see it on YouTube.
Oh yeah?
Mhm.
So when you send me that link, you'll be like, I signed here. I'm supposed to put my email. And you made it with what? The sprouted beans?
The hummus I made actually with sprouted lentils.
Right, sprouted.
Oh, it doesn't go together. It's the dessert.
And this is a dessert.
You can use the same spoon. for
What
the
are the
second
two
one.
fruits?
This is plantain and papaya.
Delicious. Smells amazing.
You got away before I got there. I know, right? Thank you.
So this Hawaii, we can get all these, we grow all the
Oh, good. I mean, in Hawaii, you will be so happy. Well, to be honest, me personally, would probably make sure it's not GMO and organic, and then I would eat it in Hawaii as well.
Of course, if it's organic, we have bananas.
If it's organic, then I would eat it, even in Hawaii. But it's just unfortunate.
I'll call extension searches and see if they have anything that's not GMO.
Yeah, and maybe be more open about it. Tell people I only eat organic papaya. I don't want only.
Oh yeah, all my.
Yeah, it's funny because with the car in the morning,
You're fasting?
by the time I get to
Oh, you're not?
the papaya is gone.
Finish already?
Oh
or
yeah.
you-
I have to, things like I have to get something.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
This was excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And they, okay, that's my email. I signed it, I don't know why, but I signed it.
Hey.
Smells amazing.
I'm fasting.
But you can smell it. Definitely make it at home because it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Were you saying that you feel, I've found it hard to get enough calories in the past from this type of eating.
Oh, you tried raw before?
I've tried it before in the past, and so, but you were saying like fats and fruits, that's the way to eat
Yeah.
it.
Well, definitely fruit.
Yeah.
For breakfast, if I had only one papaya, I would eat the whole thing.
Okay.
Or with a few more dates to it, or just a few more bananas. But really, you have to eat a lot.
Yeah. Because I came here like before I started fasting. I was just eating the food here, you know, and that's a lot of grains, obviously, which is fine.
Yeah.
So it was easy to get enough calories.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, like, yeah, if I don't want to eat grains, because you mentioned the thing about, I never thought about that. Just eat a whole coconut. That probably makes a big difference, right?
Oh yeah, a whole coconut has 1,000 calories.
It does.
Or even more.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
I think half of a coconut already has 1,000 calories.
I definitely need that if I'm going to do
Yeah.
raw.
So a papaya is pretty low in calories. I mean, not that high. The sweeter the fruit, the more calories apparently. Right.
Are you worried about the saturated fat in the coconut or not?
I don't worry.
Wow, saturated fat.
Like I think the coconut fat is pretty beneficial because it's also a short chain fatty acids, and it's not unhealthy. The unhealthy fats are the animal
Yeah,
fats.
exactly. Let's focus
Yeah.
on the big picture, right?
Oh, okay.
Not worry about the coconut.
No, it's not. But you can have it on hand. You can just.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I'm definitely gonna look for your YouTube link.
Oh yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yeah, me too. I'm bummed that I didn't get to see it. I actually found a list, somebody asked about it. It seems like there is a list on USDA, a list of all the GMOs in the United States, fruits and vegetables. All the, there's a list of all the fruits and vegetables.
Oh, okay. Yeah, corn definitely. But you know what? I still eat organic corn, but I buy it only from small farmers at the farmers market.
Yeah, when you can't do that.
It's really unfortunate. It's mostly because of that intensive animal agriculture, where they have all the GMO foods for all the animals. You know, people forget that animals eat a lot of food. They eat a lot of plant foods.
Plantains taste like banana to me.
Yeah, it is kind of like a banana. It's more rich though. It's very rich. Yeah. So. All right. Okay, everyone. Goodbye from live stream. Bye from the YouTube.